And hello to all my Cancer friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for July 2022. Now, today they've dialed up for you a very specific spread. We're going to be focusing on the corner of work. Work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, retirement, learning something new. All these kind of things fall into the work corner. Very big corner of your life. They want to focus the entire spread on it, so we have Cancers, a lot going on there. We're going to set it up in the storyline format. That allows me to be very accurate because we're casting a very wide net across all the different Cancers, and we're telling a bunch of different stories. Could be 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 different stories in regards to work for Cancers. It's all about finding the story that's right for you also. There may be multiple stories in there that resonate with you, and that's okay if they do, but at the end of the day, it's all about finding that one, finding that home run. So if the first don't make sense, stick with it. We're going to get yours in here. We're going to conclude your reading with a rune stone. That's going to tie in the storyline all together, and then we're going to also end your reading with a health scrub. That's what they've asked for me to do, so that's physical health. We have a lot to talk about, Cancer, so we'll waste no more time and get into it right now. Cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save a bunch of time. What I'm going to do right now is bring you in so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great July. And we are on and recording. These are my ritual cuts. I like to do these live and on camera, basically cutting each deck into 3 parts, putting them back together in a separate order, and that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. And then they're ready to go. So in a storyline, movie line spread, I start the spread with 5 cards, and I expand out from there where I need to go. So here are your first 5 base cards. These are the most important that I want you to see. It's actually going to be some more than that. Let me see how we are on the frame. Storyline spreads have the potential to always get big. You just never know how big these are going to go. And there's our end, all in view. Very good. Okay, so now this is the main group that I want you to see, even more important than the 5. So there's that set. Let me get my groupings together. Looks to me like we're telling 3 different stories. It's going to look like this. This is where I need more cards to describe. So this is where the table gets a little bit crowded. This is a big story here. We'll probably do this one first just to make some room. Very big story. And let's check some inverts here. We have some blockages. I don't think enough to matter. Maybe over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7. Nope, not enough to matter. So those are good. Just need an angel oracle card for every story and we're ready to go, Cancer. There it is. That was the jumper. Now I know where they're taking that. I had that card jump out when I was shuffling, so I pay attention quite a lot to those. Okay, so everything is ready. Let me just make sure you can see it. You can see our little story up here to my right, upper right corner. Okay, on the bottom side here, I think you can also see all that, yes. And then our top one is also a small little story right there with our 3 cards. Okay, so let's get started. There we go. Okay, Cancer work. Cancer work. Let's talk about the big story. A lot of details in here. This may not be for everybody, keep that in mind, but it's going to be for some of my audience. No doubt, definitely. There's something here that you're not aware of, or they're talking about you need to learn something new here in story number 1. We have the High Priestess card, so that is advanced education, or you don't know the whole story. You don't know all the facts. You're not seeing you can't see the outside of the puzzle to see what the puzzle's supposed to look like. How are you supposed to put it together? So there's something there that requires knowledge or advanced learning of some form. Keep that in mind because July could be a very good time for you to change that. They say a lot of you here have been kind of stagnant here in the work corner, and that is something they want you to change. We got to get this energy moving here, moving. They do show inaction, so that's just another way of saying inaction with the Hanged Man card, kind of just hanging around, not doing much with it. So they want you to be more active in your work corner. There's something more that you can do or apply yourself better, or maybe some of you just need to get a job, aren't in the workforce at all. It kind of depends on where you're at. But we have a lot of improvement possibilities here, so it's not like they're picking on you and saying, you're doing nothing with your life. They're saying, hey, let's improve your life. Let's get you to get a better job, make more money, take care of the family better, all those kind of things. They do show the death card coming in here, so this can be like the death of another job so that something new can come in. But a lot of times this is just creating that slate. It's like that brand new where nothing can come through from the old energy. So this would be like like I gave you the example of a brand new job. That could definitely be part of what this is. And if that's the case, some of you may be feeling like, oh, well, I can go get this new job, and at the same time, I can do a little bit of this on the side, a little bit here and there, a few hours, maybe on the weekends or work from home. Here they're saying, no, you actually cannot. This is a clean slate with the death card, so it's got to be brand new, cellular level new. So there can be no carryover from the past, is what they're saying. They do really want you to nurture your work corner. We kind of have been pushing that with every single card. They just reinforce it a little bit more here. So really nurture this, kind of mother it a little bit, okay? You guys can do so much more. We have an event coming in July in regards to this work corner as well. So this is something worth celebrating. It very well could be another job. It could be a promotion at the current job. It could be a party. Sometimes this is kind of comes in for like a wedding, but in a work spread, it's usually not a wedding. It's usually some kind of formal get-together of some form, maybe a work outing or going to have fun with your work friends, something like that. The other thing they show here is really in it to win it. So a lot of you are actually very hesitant to leave your current situation. Even maybe you've just gotten too comfortable in it. Maybe you're like, well, if I change this, then I have to change everything I do. I have to go back to school or, learn this again. Or it's illusionary. They bring in that this is an emotional connection here. It's not necessarily true at the end of the day. At the same time, you do have to do what's best for you here. But I would just challenge you to look a little deeper into what actually is best for you, not just what is the most comfortable for you, because they do show that a lot of you are in a fork in the road situation. That is what this card is. It basically just shows the road fork in here. It's a little llama with antlers or something, doesn't matter in the picture, but they have arrows pointing two different ways. So there are different paths here, at least two of them for my Cancers here in story one. This is a work situation. So it's almost like the timing here is good. And it's like, well, here's your opportunity. Would you like to deviate from your current path? Would you like to go for a job that, is better for you? Maybe it doesn't even necessarily pay more, but maybe it's just easier on you, less stress, less accountability, less responsibility. Maybe that is better for you. So these are the kind of the forks in the road that are coming up in story number one for my Cancers, and they want you to at least pay attention to this. And at the end of the day, you're going to make the choice of whether this is something you want to pursue or stick with where you're at. But just keep all of this into consideration. Healthy consideration is what I call it. Let's move into story two, guys. Story three, they have a little bit of love coming in there, so that's going to be an interesting work tie-in. Story number two here, we have good home environment from work, very good camaraderie. It's very well balanced here. So this is almost... I don't have a whole lot of advice to tell you here because the energy is very, very good in story two. Now, why would they be coming in and telling us, all these good things if you already know that? That's what I always kind of think about in these kind of situations, and they want you to think about this too. It may not even be you in this story number two, but maybe they're telling the rest of my Cancers, think about that this could be you. Think about that all this wonderful energy could be you if you make a change, if you go a different route, if you take that other path that we talked about in story one. And this is a good home environment. So this could be actually working from home or being able to spend more time at home with the family than usual. Also, being able to get out more. We have that in the social card, Three of Cups. Getting out with friends more gives you more freedom and opportunity to do things like that. So these are the things they want you to think about and consider. I feel like this is going to be, some of my audience, of course, but for most of you, they want you to really do a cerebral kind of look over here. Zoom out a little bit, look at what other options you could have so that you actually get read here in story two. You have an ability to change this, and something like that may be very, very good for you. So before I get into story three, guys, I want to go over your moon cycles. I like to do that every single month for you so you know what's coming. We have the full moon that comes in first. That's July 13th. That is the best time to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't have to be a work situation. Of course, that's what we've been talking about so far, but this could be anything. Could be somebody in your family love corner, somebody that you're dating you got to get out of your life. Any old stuff you got to sell or repurpose or donate, all these kind of things, get out of your life. Much better placed middle of July. It does not have to be on the 13th. Anytime toward the middle is good for that. Adversely, we have the new moon energy that comes in very late into July. That hits on July 28th. Now we have a little bit of new moon energy coming in early in July. That's a leak over from June, so that's good too. But I want you guys to focus the most at the very end of July for bringing new things in. So whether you're trying to bring in new love, new health, new finances, or even new job, and the job situations that we're talking about here. Focus really hard on that at the end of July. And these are the moon cycles and how you can use the ebbs and flows of these energies to your benefit to just help you be a little smoother with your transitions. And if the moon cycles confuse you in any way, I've put together a little graphic. It is on my website, scottsagent.com, free to check out. Check it out anytime. I have it parked at the bottom of my videos page, so that's where you can find that. So there's your moon cycles, guys. Let's get into story 3. Then we're going to hit some rune cycles, or rune stones, rather. All right, so the first part in story number 3 is they're talking about a man. We have a man coming in here. Very, most likely, probably a very wealthy one. This could be a boss, but I almost feel like this isn't necessarily a boss for everybody. This is just a male influence here that has something to do with your work. So this could be a coworker. This could be a bridge. This could be the person that helps get you to the next level. This could be the person that tells you about that job opportunity. This could be the person that's posting that job opportunity. So that's what comes in first, is that there's money attached to this, and there's a kind of driven by a male. And when I say male, this is a very, usually it's a masculine figure. It doesn't necessarily have to be a gender male. There are very, very, masculine females out there. They exist. So that could be part of what's going on here too. But for the most part, this is a man. The other part of this story is that they are giving you this correspondence very, very early in July. So this opportunity is not something you have to wait for. I think it's actually going to hit before the full moon does on the 13th. So somewhere between July 1 and July 12, more than likely, is when this work correspondence is going to come in. And this comes in through email. This comes in through text message, or even sometimes phone call. That is through the air. And that's what I have here with the Page of Swords. Swords is a cerebral air suit. So that's what that means there. So that is very important, because when you're checking out this reading, most people of my audience do check out my readings early in the month. So at this time, let's say you're checking this out July 1 through the 4th, this is probably not going to hit yet. Of course it could, but for most of you, you're not even going to know if you're in story 3 here yet or not. So keep that in mind, that this may, you may be checking out this reading on July 1, and this phone call or this text correspondence email may come through like the 10th. Okay, it's still going to be about you though. So story number 3, pay attention to it. There is something you can do here to improve. We do have the soulmates card, so that is being very, like I told you, there's a love kind of correspondence coming in here, but I feel like this is less about like love and the warm and fuzzies and relationship and dating. This is more about you loving what you do, you loving your job, you loving what you do for work, helping others, all that kind of stuff. There is something you can do here with the 4 of Pentacles, and that is inverted. So that's actually saying to be a little bit of a hoarder right now. So I don't know if they're talking about holding on to something financially, or holding on to, like I said, soulmates. It could be like maybe your relationship partner is really kind of on the fence about what you're doing with work. Maybe they want you to change your work. Maybe they want you to stay, and maybe you're the opposite of them. So they really want you to hang on to something very tight that that means a lot to you here, that's very dear to you. So this may not be about leaving work. This may be about just expanding work, maybe finding something new, maybe even doing it with somebody else. Maybe your relationship partner is something that you need to at least consider, because we have soulmates coming up and we have the hoarder card inverted. So they're basically saying it's okay to be a hoarder here in story 3. Hang on to it. Hang on to at least the money. Maybe not a good time to spend in regards to work. Like let's say you're a business owner and you're looking to revamp something with work. Buy all new TVs in the sports bar that you own or something like that. Here they'd be saying, not July, maybe August, maybe September, but in July, no, let's hang on to that money right now. So that's the vibe there of story 3. So that is the entire work spread there, guys. 3 very interesting stories. Let's get into your runestone, and then we're going to conclude with your health scrub. All right, so the runestone for July, right here, guys. This is the runestone for fertility. So we have good, strong, feminine energy coming in the month of July for my Cancers. Very fertile time, not just as far as like reproduction, but like just the ground is ripe. The ground is very full of minerals and very rich month for you guys to take good opportunities here. And that is why they wanted to focus on your work. So we have kind of a diverse group. We have talking about staying and holding on to something. We talk about over here, finding something new, a path, a fork in the road that may be better for you. It's a fertile time. This is the time in July when work stuff for my Cancers really should be getting worked out here and figuring out these tough decisions, taking advantage of this fertile opportunity. So that's what they're getting at with that. So let's get into your health scrub. I used a lot of cards. I need to reshuffle real quick. I will cut away for that so you don't have to sit around and watch that. So I will be right back. Okay, Cancer, I am back. The cards have been reshuffled. Going to ritual cut them all. One more set, one more time, and they're ready to go. Now the health scrub that I do is physical health, talking about different body parts and regions of the body, areas of interest or things that you could improve or to look out for. Now I pull the cards top to bottom, so this is 1 through 7 going top to bottom. I may read them differently in a different order, but we'll see that when it comes. So here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Not enough block to matter. I do need a couple more cards. Actually, just one major one here, and we're ready to go. Okay, I think I understand what this whole thing was about. I'm going to go through kind of all of it and just brush through very quickly, but at the end of the day, there was one area that they just wanted to focus on, and that's what they wanted to give to my Cancers. Big opportunity for you guys here in July. Let's start at the top and work down. So number 1 here is the very tippity top. This could be hair. This is something that is not attached to a region. It's something that is all over you, something like skin, something like blood, nerves, hair, all that kind of stuff here. They show inaction with making up your mind about something. A lot of you guys can make more concrete decisions in these areas. Maybe deciding to take a little bit better care of your skin. After all, it is summer and the sun is very hot. Okay, so just something to consider there. Moving down the list, number 2. This is more head and face, coming in very good, something worth celebrating. So no issues there. We'll skip right through it. Number 3, moving down to kind of the neck area. This is dental as well as neck and kind of chiropractic stuff, kind of vertebrae, as well as thyroid. I think I mostly covered it. Glandular stuff. We have an inaction in regards to work. So some of you are actually, they're talking about voicing your opinion at work, or taking more authority, or taking more care, really, by using your voice. It's kind of a weird message to come in, but there's no physical impairments here. There's nothing else to talk about except for the fact that they're talking about using your voice to expand your work. So maybe some of you need to bring up to the boss that, hey, I'm looking to move up in the company. Hey, I'd like a raise if I, meet these goals. Can you make that happen for me? So keep that in mind too, guys. That kind of ties into our work spread. Very interesting how they do that sometimes. Moving on down. This is heart and lungs. This is coming in action with work. So heart and lungs, they almost want this to expand. I'm just going to say action first, kind of keep work as a secondary thing. But for some of you, you actually move around at work, and that is coming in very good for your body. It's something to consider. As long as you're not overworking and overusing your body, this is very good for my Cancers, and they like that. But we want to keep that good energy going. So heart and lungs, that's circulation. That's a lot of cardio kind of stuff too with the lungs. That kind of brings them both together there. And just consider doing more action in that area. Very good return on investment. I'm going to skip over this one because that's my focus. I'm going to come back to it. Let's get down to the bottom, which is kind of like lower stomach right here. They do show a message coming in later. Really not a lot to talk about there. There may be something that your body tells you later. Lower stomach area, so this is more digestion. That happens later in July, second half of the month. Maybe just pay attention to your body, see what's going on there. If maybe you got some gas, maybe you got some bloating, some cramps, something going on there, or maybe it's that's the minor version. Of course, there's maybe something more severe, but there's something that some of my Cancers, your body will be telling you later in July. So just pay attention to it. Maybe nothing, it may be something, but either way, they want your eyes open. They want your awareness on it. At the very, very bottom here, it would be your root chakra and a chakra scrub and a health scrub. This is your arms, your legs, your hip, your base of the spine, sexual organs, just kind of a lot of different things that can be here. They bring in really kind of nurturing the love corner here a little bit. So this could mean that, maybe the maybe the love life needs a little action physically. Maybe some of that would be very good for you guys, something to consider. This could also be more like using your arms and legs, getting more mobility, and helping your family, doing things with your family, because your family corner is coming in here and they're saying you need to nurture this. You need to care about the family a little bit more here. And so there's a lot of different ways that can go. And I'm not going to speculate. In a general reading, it's hard to pinpoint stuff like that. let's get to the focus. This is the big one, guys. This is the main area they wanted to talk about for you. And, keep in mind, too, that this is a general reading. We do have a lot of cancers tuning in. If something like this interests you or you have something going on with health, I do offer my brand new product, my Health or Chakra Scrub. It's on the website. It's an audio product. Very, very easy because you don't even have to show up to the reading. It's an audio. I just use your date of birth to pull the information that is specific to you, and therefore it's very accurate. It's not like this general reading, which is kind of, a little bit of cancers here, a little bit of cancers here, and it's big bubble energy. So in any service that I offer, personalized. They're all personalized. I don't do any kind of paid anything that is not specific to you. So that is worth checking out. And even after we've gone through the whole health, maybe now you have a good bearing on your health. Hey, what about my spiritual health? What is my chakras doing? What are my chakras doing? What does my spiritual health look like? That's in the same product. You get to choose. It's the Health or Chakra Scrub. So that is worth checking out, guys. And, like I said, all about you. So definitely check that out on the website. Available anytime for you guys. Our focal point here is upper stomach, guys. This is your purification organs as well. It can be upper digestion, but mostly we're talking about purification. Purifying your body, getting rid of toxins, getting rid of any kind of junk that's just not good for you on a more cellular level. So vitamins and also cleanses comes in here. Supplements, vitamins, and cleanses is the best for July for my cancers. This can do you guys very well. They show a lot of you are hung up here. So you either haven't done much in this department or you can do a lot more. Maybe it's time to get, mobility in your digestive tract. Maybe they're talking about adding fiber to your diet or doing a fiber cleanse or something like that. They do show exchanging gifts. So that's saying, hey, you put in this work, you get back this reward. You got to do the work to get the reward. And that's what they show here for this upper digestion. So that's what I want you guys to focus on the most in July. That is kind of the main thing. There are a lot of other moving parts here, but this is the focus. This is what they wanted to talk about and do your entire health spread for. So that has been your entire reading, guys. And keep in mind that fertility runestone applies to this too. So very fertile time to take advantage and purify your body and get those rewards back. That's the whole reading, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. That is it for me. Have a great July.